Hello and welcome to another day, another point when I'm around to answer your questions on diabetes, on diabetes reversal. While across the next few minutes until I get some questions or I stop this session, I will talk about something more pertinent, more discussed, more understood, and something that has been commonly and very clearly accepted as part of Ayurveda. That is, uh, it is a problem, a disorder associated with the kidneys of the human body. Now, when I say it is kidneys of the body, modern science recognizes it with the kidneys as an organ. Ayurveda refers to it as Mutrava Srotas, wherein it is just not the kidneys, but the entire renal system and anything that adds up to it, which includes uh, the impacts following Rasva Srotas, particularly, and Raktava Srotas, which means blood and lymph. Also, it does talk about impacts from the digestive system or Annava Srotas. So, Ayurveda, as is commonly in the English terminology of things treated and said, is holistic. It is. But that holistic sounds more on the kind of theological side. This holistic is more to do with the whole of the system. When it is classified as a renal function or a problem of the kidneys, it has to be understood why and where from. Ideally, from a distance, it is difficult to imagine that something that a pancreas has to do with secretion of insulin and bringing down the blood glucose levels. How is a kidney related when the kidney is only job is to eliminate? Does that mean that there is always lesser insulin secreted than it can bring down the glucose levels? And there is a certain level of glucose which is actually eliminated as part of urine essentially. Under normal circumstances, the glucose levels in urine are fairly low and not really considered, not even measured. That is perhaps then not the answer. Then, what is the next point that brings modern medicine to associate diabetes with the renal system? Yes, that is a thing to worry. Thing to worry because there are very many cascading phenomena around, and the role of raised blood glucose levels has raised another element of medical studies regarding inflammatory aspects and its impact, particularly autoimmune and otherwise. But when it comes to dealing in case of Ayurveda, Ayurveda talks of it in terms of cough. And whenever it talks of in terms of cough, there is always a thin line that it wants to demarcate is cough and arm or arm dosh. And these two are pretty closely related. Even in diabetics, as is understood even by modern medicine, that raised blood glucose levels induce a lot of stress, and those stress lead to anaerobic status, and those anaerobic status cause accumulation of acids, pH issues, and then a host of things, as I said, cascading. So I'm not getting into the modern medicine aspect. But if I talk about the Ayurvedic side of it, Kafaj Prameh, as it is, also and always accompanies Amdosh if dietary regulations, lifestyle regulations are not maintained. Whenever there is Amdosh or acidification, pH issues get altered, and that is something that reflects immediately in the blood, in the lymph channels, and in the elimination behavior of waste, particularly liquid waste, which is through the kidneys and the renal system. Amdosh causes restrictive behavior because of inflammatory activities, because of inflammatory actions. And as those inflammatories increase, restriction of flow of fluids through the channels happens. While Amdosh by itself is Pittach, its impact creates a more Parthiv condition with a Kafaj aberrant kind of a situation. Kafaj Prameh by itself is inflammatory, and in most inflammatory senses, any inflammation would restrict the movement of substances through the channels. So, when you talk about CKD, CKD is about development of kidney problems over a period, persistence of kidney problems over a period, and restriction of kidney functions over a period, leading to various complications and a shutdown on the kidneys. This is very well addressed in Ayurveda through dietary and through uh, lifestyle manners. Personally, I have had CKD patients who I have seen reversal of kidney functions from a point where they were not even recorded, a GFR less than 15 to a normal GFR. Of course, the medication sustains and continues. And this, even in a very, very old patient whose systems are likely to fail in any case. But singularly, it is not just medication that works, it is a whole lifestyle thing that works, a whole thing that comes together, that combines together. And diabetics need to be very, very cautious on this side because kidney functions is something like the liver functions till a very, very long distance. It is not even detected that there is something wrong. No one even talks about it. Preservation is a very, very far thing. As a diabetic, preserve your kidneys, preserve your kidney functions, and for that, you need two things. One, a controlled lifestyle, a regulated lifestyle, which brings sugar levels within the normal limits. And another one is diabetes reversal. I'll come again, hopefully tomorrow, and we'll connect, we'll speak about it again. I will continue to expect your questions and I will expect to make these sessions longer. With this, thank you for another day. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.